crime. My co-host this morning is Krista with Meadow Healthcare Center. Good morning, Krista.
Good morning.
Beautiful day.
Yes.
In the hot
Finally.
seat we do have with us, and we're going to be talking some great information. We have Deni, and I
You never say my last name.
I know, it's like
Stempowski.
Yes, I love it, but I always mess it up. So it's beautiful, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but I just can't get it. Okay? So there we go. But we're so glad to have you with us this morning. So thanks for taking time with us, Krista. Let's thank our sponsors this morning.
Coffee Club sponsors: Meadow Health and Rehab, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rosa's, Fox Perley Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, and McAllister Land Consulting.
All right, thank you to our great sponsors. All right, we let's see. Today actually feels like a spring day. We were just talking about this.
Yes.
Love it, love it.
Yes.
But remember I said there's a but.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
There's a big old butt.
there's a big old but that's gonna. It fools us every time. It's like cat and mouse. You know what I mean? They're toying with us, okay? Because, and I know some wore shorts today, but not here. I'm talking about school.
Yeah.
But and that's nice to do that today. But I'm thinking a little bit down the river bend. I mean, we're gonna be back into it. So, but that's okay. Let's, I guess, sing in the sunshine while we got it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Tonight we do have basketball action. This is actually a makeup game. I do believe Salem will be playing Crawford County, and West Washington will be playing Rock Creek 7:30 game. So basketball going full throttle. Then tomorrow the Reds at the Angels, and then Penn State at IU, and then Thursday Diamondbacks at the Reds 3:05. Friday the Reds will be playing. UCLA will be at Purdue, and Indiana Sports Talk at 9:30. So also Salem will be playing Borden at 7:30. Eastern will be playing South Central Elizabeth, and West Washington at Shoals. So it's going full throttle.
Gotta make up all these games.
I know.
Everybody had to be off for
Yeah.
illness and cold and snow. And
An athletic director's worst nightmare.
Absolutely.
With all of this, trying to get these games in. But, all right, we're on to the 25th day of February. We're getting to the end of it. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yes,
that?
that's so.
I know. Let's all eat right. Do you think you eat right?
No. Not a chance.
Not a chance. Krista, what about you?
I, at times, eat really well.
Do you? Yeah.
I'm not consistent.
Yeah. Well, I realized that I haven't been. I've not been doing very good. You know what I mean? I realize. I think sometimes we get such in a hurry, we just grab.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
That's my problem. Yes.
yeah. And if you look at for some reason the food chart came up, and I was looking at the fruits and vegetables you're supposed to have. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's just not happening. I'm gonna have to really.
Unless they make ice cream and vegetable, I'm in trouble.
I love that.
Yeah.
That vegetable ice cream. I like that. National Chocolate Covered Peanuts Day. Oh. Yeah. I'm in.
Goobers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All of that. Yeah. I'm in. Yeah. All right. National Clam Chowder Day. Deni?
No, not a fan.
Krista?
Chowder.
Chowder.
I like it. It's just got to be dairy free.
Oh, okay. That makes it a little hard to make.
It does. It's not as good,
Wow.
but
Yeah. Right.
I like. I used to love the real thing. It's like decadent creaminess.
Yeah.
Fishy, delicious.
Chowder. That's what they call it.
Chowder. Gotta have some chowder.
Yeah. Now I'll be saying that all day long. This is Pistol Patent Day.
Okay.
Quiet Day. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I think that's a lovely day.
Yeah, can you imagine though? I mean, let me know how that works for you there, Krista.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. Not
Sounds
at
nice,
all.
right?
Yeah.
World Spay Day. Spay and neuter.
Oh.
Yeah, it should be.
Good idea.
Right? Yeah.
So Barker.
Yes, and he had a good message. And when you go to the shelter, or you see all the kittens and the cats and the dogs and stuff, so many different, really, just spay and neuter. It's just that.
Yeah.
And I know that it can get pricey, but they have got clinics, and I know there's a lot of areas that they do like the specials, and that's something that I hope everybody jumps on. You know what I mean? Just spay and neuter. Yeah. I think Bob Barker had it right.
He did.
Yeah, I think he
About that.
Yeah. I got that. Yeah. I hope we had someone else that kept kind of making sure of that. We need somebody else to kind of reinforce that.
Yeah.
But you'd say it so quickly, you know what I mean? Just making sure, just don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. It's like that subliminal message.
Yeah.
All right, Deni, we're going to jump in. I watched this the other day. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's not where, did you order the code red? You can't handle the truth. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, come on. With
A Few Good Men.
Few Good Men.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. I watched that the other day, so I wanted to say that to you. Did you order the code red? So we're going to be talking, this is some good information and great for our community and surrounding communities, and we're very proud to get this. So first of all, Deni, tell us a little bit about your background and your position.
I am the Emergency Management Director, and I am also a 911 dispatcher for the Sheriff's Department. I'm part-time for both. But I have had, it's going to be in May, it'll be 42 years as a dispatcher.
Wow.
Yeah, lifetime.
Yeah.
Lifetime and then some.
Yeah.
But I've always been involved in emergency services, and I've worked with emergency management in the past in Ohio. And then when I came down here, and when Desi chose to retire after her many years of dedicated service, I took over, and that's what I'm doing, is making sure we keep the community safe.
Right. Well, it works good hand in hand. I mean, they both work.
Right.
You know, I mean, both jobs are, you know, are very, very parallel or very similar in a lot of areas there.
Right. She was the director of both, but because of all the things that it requires, both EMA and 911, it was hard for one person to get it all done. So we do have a 911 director now, Kelly Sargent, and then I take care of EMA stuff.
Okay. Let's go back on the dispatching real quick, just because we got you in here. I know we've got really a lot of other things to talk about, but for being that many years, has it changed as I guess?
Oh, drastically.
What are some of the positives? What's some
drastically.
of the good things that we've seen, or what
Well,
are the changes?
I started dispatching before we were electronic, so you know we had the big typewriter, and we used to type on the typewriter. Yeah, and there was no CAD, there was no telling you, you know, who to send, and there was, right now we have our pre-arrival instructions, so if you call and you have a medical emergency, we just push a button and it comes up and it tells us what to ask you, and then from your answer it tells us what to tell you to do, whether it's apply pressure on a cut, or to do CPR, or anything like that, and it's right in front of us. Where, you know, when I started, you were winging it.
Oh wow, that's a big, yeah.
Yes.
That's really nice to have that backup, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to be certified in doing that. You can't just come in and do it. You have to get certified to do all of that. You have to be certified to be a dispatcher now, and then we have to do continuing education every year. And that was something that we didn't have back then.
Yeah, I don't think people realize what all's involved in being a dispatcher.
Absolutely. There's a lot involved, a lot of training, a lot of buttons to know what to push, who to call. And the problem you have, of course, is you don't have time to look it up. When something's happening, you have to retain all of that and do it right away.
Yeah. Oh, seconds matter.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Sure. Especially when you're on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
Now also we can trace the calls, whereas like years ago,
right,
if the person called and
right, and we couldn't find out where they were calling from.
Right.
We did the big long search through the phone company to try to find what the address is, or where that call came in. Now we see the phone number. Most of the time we see the address because we're such a rural area. It takes us a minute to bid out to get that address or get the location to come up. We are getting an upgrade now to our mapping system to go to NG911, so it'll make it a little easier to locate callers.
Oh, that's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think that's huge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like for some reason if the call gets lost or something,
Right.
or there's disconnected, or if the person gets off the phone, you know what I mean, goes the phone down
Right.
or something.
That's the first question we ask when we answer the phone is, what is the address of your emergency? Because that's the most important information. Even if you can't say anything else to us, we know where to send somebody.
Yeah.
So the most important information is your location.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and then I know it's been a few years ago, but I remember Washington County went through and this was nice. Updated all of the addresses.
Right.
And that was nice to, you know, it was a little bit of a little bit maybe hard to do, you know, I mean, because some of the different places, you know, well, you know where this place is, you know where this place is.
Right. And people still call and do that, you know, do you know where so-and-so used to live? No, I don't. Sorry, you have to get a little closer.
Oh, yeah, was that Route 2, Box 1?
Yeah. Yeah.
Route 2.
I always love that house. It's a pretty home. Yeah, no, that's not the conversation to be having, and that's not, yeah. So it was nice that they have updated, like, so we have a little more structure in some of this,
Right,
which is,
absolutely.
I'm sure that you really noticed a difference in that.
Oh, I do. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. But, just like everything else, we're still looking for dispatchers.
Yes.
So, you know,
We are.
I mean, if anybody's interested in a career, this would be a wonderful career. I think you have to be a very special person, though, right?
Yes.
I
Yes. You go from downtime to pure craziness instantly.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to recall things. You have to be able to stay calm no matter what's going on, because, you know, we're the calm voice that keeps everybody, sends the right help, gets everybody what they need to make sure people stay safe.
Right.
Mhm.
So I appreciate just kind of going down that, because I think that's,
Mhm.
I know that you are always looking for dispatchers, just like
Right.
Krista is always looking for nurses. You know, I mean, these are
Yep.
you know, always, you know, in high demand,
Right.
and these are good careers for people. And
Absolutely.
Good, you know, make a good living.
Yes, you
You
do.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's something that's.
And then if anybody's interested, you can go to the Washington County, Indiana Sheriff's website, and under forms there's an application, and you can send an application in to apply for to be a merit deputy, to be a corrections officer, or to be a dispatcher.
Love that.
Mhm.
No, that's nice. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's always good to know career opportunities for people. So,
Mhm.
all right. So let's jump in. Okay. So then it works well and works great with the EAS. Yeah, it's the E. Yeah,
Yeah, you're EAS.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Director. So what exactly?
Oh, for me?
Yeah. For
No,
you.
I am the EMA director.
EMA. Sorry.
You're EAS. I'm EMA.
Hey, in just a video. Okay. Sorry. I know for sure the one I will not touch is mine would be the FCC. We love them. They're the best. Okay? I
Yes.
just want to say.
Yeah,
they-
gotta love the
They're
FCC.
fantastic.
Yes,
Love
the-
them. They're the
Such as
best.
the IDOH is wonderful.
Oh, we love
Yes.
them. They're the best. Yes, they're the best. Yes, best of the best. But let's jump in and find out what exactly is that job title. What exactly do you do in this?
In a nutshell, what I do is I make the plans for the big one to happen and hope that we never use them.
Right. So if something like, so you're talking about anything as far as let's say a chemical spill.
Right. If we're talking, you know, like a traffic crash or a single house fire, I'm not involved in that. That is the local departments. I'm talking something that's going to displace a lot of our citizens, tornadoes, major flooding, a large chemical spill that would cause evacuations. Those are the things that I have to plan for. And then we keep the plans, and then they are activated if something that large happens.
I think you can never say never, because let's go back, you know, in our history, let's go back to that flood. Had anybody, have we ever, that was the craziest.
Yes.
That didn't even make sense in this
Yep,
community.
that happened
No.
so fast.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was on duty for that, and it just happened so suddenly.
oh, it did not,
Mhm.
this is like something like, that was just like, what? We're experiencing this, and then,
Mhm.
and then you go to the areas, and it was just like, well, when you see the boat going down one of our city streets. No,
Yeah, we had the pontoon boats
yeah,
out. The
yeah.
DNR came out with their pontoon boats,
The
and
DNR,
to rescue
when
people.
I seen them
Mhm.
unloading that and getting in, going down our streets, that was just almost like it didn't even look real.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I've got it on film because I had to see that. I was like, I got to film this. You know what I mean? Because that just seems so. That's in that. It's so nice though. As prepared as everybody was.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
I think everybody worked wonderful.
Mhm.
We had a situation, and we had a lot of cars, we had a lot of people, we had a lot of homes, we had a lot of, like you said, people displaced, and and they needed shelter now.
Right.
They need food tonight. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think sometimes we forget about how.
Yeah, the first thing we obviously make sure is everybody's rescued, everybody's safe. And then we have to make sure that there's food, there's shelter, there's sanitation, there's things like that that have to be put in place when you're, opening shelters and doing things like that.
Right. Which, if you're not really accustomed, this isn't something like, oh, well, we've had this happen before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe before our time, but not in our lifetime, has this all, So this was kind of a new one. And then we know that in our community we've had several tornadoes.
Right. We have had tornadoes, straight line winds, which seem to be the biggest problem we have, or the downdrafts that come through, that instead of being a single path, which is what a tornado is, a microburst will come down and just wipe out a whole block. So it all depends on the weather, and it is storm season coming up. It starts March 1st, and it goes until July 1st now. So, and we are in the secondary tornado alley. They call it Hoosier Alley. So.
Oh, what is the first?
Tornado Alley, the actual tornado alley.
Okay.
Yeah, we are Hoosier Alley.
Okay.
So that's what they call it, Hoosier Alley.
Hoosier Alley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it just kind of goes right through the community?
The southern part of the state, and then southern part of Illinois and Ohio.
I don't know if that's an honor or...
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I don't think so. I don't think that's a title that we should be proud of necessarily, right?
No.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I know that, and that's something that a lot of people get confused on, I know. And it is confusing from whether it's a straight wind or like what you're talking about, or a tornado. A lot of times they'll get them confused a little bit.
Right. A tornado is easier for the National Weather Service to notice on radar. Microburst is sudden. I mean, they can tell us if there's going to be strong winds and things like that, but the actual location of a downburst is very hard for them to anticipate. They can see when it's, right as it's happening, whereas a tornado they can track.
Track a little bit further, yeah. Which we have done. I cannot say enough how are we not just wonderful, on the National Weather Service, how well they're doing. I mean, if somebody does not give them, because I've been in this job for a long time, and we didn't have any heads up on a lot of our disasters.
Right.
And now at least we can.
We start a week. Usually they start a week in advance, and they notify us to. We have conference calls, and this is what we're seeing, and don't know if it's going to happen, but this is worst case scenario. This is best case scenario, so that we can plan here in the community. And, a lot of times I'll put that stuff out, and maybe it doesn't happen, and you get the Facebook haters, it's not as bad as you said it was. Well, yeah, but we're planning for the bad.
Well, yeah, and I'm on those conference calls too,
right.
and they are so professional.
Yes.
And I just I just want people to know how much, we've come, this is like talk about come a long way, baby.
Yes.
From years ago, because years ago, when we had that tornado, in Pekin, was it also Fredericksburg kind of hit too, and I think the one I just went blank. Henryville, yeah.
Daisy Hill and Henryville.
Like, that one.
2012.
Man, that was just that was.
Yeah, the anniversary of that is coming up in next week.
It's really sad, and I know a lot of, we both know some that, and it's still, very traumatic for for them that were in it, and I think you could.
And now we really each year it's more and more advance notice that the conditions are there.
Yes.
There's no guarantee you're going to get a tornado. There's no guarantee where it's going to be, but the conditions are there. All the ingredients are mixing together, so there's a possibility. So people can keep an eye in the sky and monitor your Facebook, my Facebook, the weather radios. That's important to have as a weather radio, especially if you're sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
The nighttime.
Absolutely. Well, I think the things that that we're talking about too, is it's such it's such a blessing, and should we put something out there that about the weather and possibly the conditions look right and we miss it, I'd much rather miss it and have it out there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Than
I agree.
to not have it and then something
happen. Yeah, I would rather err on the side of caution. And yes, they're saying we're going to get 10 inches of snow. We got 4. Okay, so we didn't get the 10 inches, but you were ready for the 10.
Absolutely.
So you were ready to rock and roll no matter what happened.
Absolutely. And they were spot on majority of whenever they did say we were going to be having snow or things
Yeah.
were going to, you know, and their timing. Yeah, I thought they were spot on this.
Yes,
I mean,
they were very
and I'd
much
like
so.
to give them huge kudos on that,
Mhm.
because and it's valuable. It's good information.
Mhm.
And I love the way technology, the more we just keep getting further and further and get more advanced, you know, the way we can keep
Yeah,
people
the better radar, the better, you
Oh.
know, the more advanced notice people have, the better off people are to be able to survive. I mean, years and years ago, people would just be killed
Oh, I know.
because they didn't know it was coming, and now fatalities are rare.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
they just,
a blessing.
very much so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so let's jump in. Okay, so what are we talking when we talk so what we're here today is you've actually, and I want to give you a kudo too, and say what a great job, and I hope you're feeling very happy with yourself, or very proud. You should, because I know you worked your tail end off to do all this, and we're very thankful and very grateful, and pray we don't have, you know, the bad tragedies, but it's such a blessing to know, to watch everybody is so professional, you know what I'm saying, and
Yes.
and everybody.
I get a lot of coordination from all the fire departments,
You
from
do.
EMS, from, you know, law enforcement. Everybody works together.
They do.
They don't give me a hard time when I call them and say, hey, I think the bottom's going to drop out. Are you ready for this? They, you know,
No,
they're you know, tell me what they've got planned, or what, you know, what they need done. Everybody is great at working together.
yeah, and that's that right there. We need to say that blanket statement. So,
Mhm.
so what we're talking about though, that you've worked hard to get, is the Code Red. Explain, you know, what is this? What is this? It's a notification.
It is a mass notification system. Code Red is a brand name from a company called OnSolve. What they do is you contract with them, and now that it is up and running, people can get online and sign up for it and choose what they want to be alerted for. If you want to be alerted for just storms, you can pick just storms. If you want to have general emergencies, you can pick those. If you want to have just, you know, general non-emergency information, if we want to put out, you know, the fair parade has been canceled due to rain, things like that, we can also put out on there. It is something you sign up for, and you can choose what you want. It reaches out to cell phones, to home phones, and to emails, however you choose to get the information.
Love that.
Mhm.
Love this. Well, what a blessing, right?
It is.
And just like with that, I think they do Amber Alerts too, right?
Yes, the Amber Alerts and weather alerts are automatic. The weather alerts come from NWS. I don't have to do anything with those. Amber Alerts are automatic. That, you know, comes from NECMEC. That'll go out. So we don't have to worry about anything like that. What we would basically worry about it would be our local emergencies. If there's a chemical spill and people have to either shelter in place or they have to evacuate, it depends on, you know, the situation. It'll tell them where to go, what to do, everything right on their phone. And we can notify everyone in the county at one time.
That's fantastic. That is great. So is there something though, so you have text, voice, you can do voice recording, email alerts, or you can choose all three, however you want to, right?
Right.
Home phones and cell phones alike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. For some of our elderly residents, they may not be really good with cell phones. They might still have the home phone. It will ring their home phone and do a voice recording. All we do is type in the message, and it will read the message to them and tell them what they need to do, whether they need to take cover, whether they need to, you know, get out of the house. There's also an ability for them to answer. So if they have a problem, you know, I can't evacuate because I have no way to do that. That'll come back to us, and then we can try to make arrangements to get them out of there.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a blessing too.
Yes.
If someone, you know, was in a wheelchair or something.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's fantastic. Love that. So okay, so what about like for someone that may be traveling through, like if someone was coming from, you know, from another county or whatever coming through, would that
It would notify them.
okay.
We have a mapping. One of the ways we can send out messages, and there's several ways we can do that, but we can draw a circle on a map. So let's say we have a missing child, and the child is missing, you know, in Salem around Shelby Street. We can do a circle around Shelby Street and get all the streets around that and send out a code red. Look for this child wearing this, just walked away from this house, and it'll notify everybody to, step outside, see if the child's walking down the street or if you see them. And we can also go back and expand that if we need to.
Well, I think we have to remember that, like, in that, there are so many, we have so many officers, we have so many dispatchers, but when the community, we have so much more community.
That's correct.
And the more eyes that are out, I remember the very first time, I remember in Tennessee at CMA's, there was a big sign, see something, say something. So, if you see something and you can help out, everybody working together as a community.
Right.
That helps everybody.
And if we have an evacuation order, let's say you live next to somebody who is elderly or in a wheelchair, you know that. I don't know, who these phones are ringing to, but you can run next door and check to make sure they can get out and, they got the message.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know, the community can jump in and help.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So are there other communities having this?
Yeah, there's several communities around us. Almost all the communities do have some type of mass notification. The actual Code Red system, state police uses that for their notifications. Department of Corrections uses it for all around any of their facilities to say that if somebody's escaped, it notifies everybody in that jurisdiction or in that circle that somebody has just escaped. Lock your doors. Don't talk to anybody. Don't let anybody in. And then Harrison, Floyd, Davies, Jennings, and Jasper use it as we're going to use it.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. That's some good,
Mm-hmm.
I hope it just continues. It'd be nice for everybody to have it throughout the state, right?
Well, everybody has a different version.
Okay.
Some counties have, a different company that does that. So almost everybody in the county, or in the state of Indiana, has some type of mass notification.
Well, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Good to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So it was a big deal to get it, wasn't it?
It was. It was a big deal. It took me my whole first year as EMA director to get this.
What was your obstacles? What was just like what?
Well, first of all, I had to do the research to see which one I thought would be the best for our county, financially, and still be able to do the job. Then, of course, the money. And then I was soliciting for money, so I was lucky enough to get money from the grant from Duke Energy. Gave us money toward it. Hoosier Uplands gave us money. Our local emergency planning committee, the LAPC, gave us money. When it got to the end of the year, there was money left in my budget that I hadn't used, and I pulled that all together and put it toward it. And whatever I was short, the county pulled out of the general fund.
What a blessing. Everybody coming together, though.
Right.
But everybody saw the need. What a need this is. So is this like a one-time charge, or is this like okay, let's talk money. So for Krista and I, it wouldn't cost anything for us to sign up.
No, it's absolutely free.
It's free for all of our citizens.
It's absolutely free for all the citizens.
It's free to sign up, so that's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So on this charge, though, is this something like you have to pay every 10 years or every...
We got a 5-year contract.
A 5-year, okay.
There's different ways that you could pay for this, but we got the 5-year contract because it locks the price in for 5 years. It was one of the lower cost ones that did everything that we needed it to do.
Sure.
So, but it actually came to $29,000, and that covers the first 5 years.
See, I think that sounds very fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, for all that it's doing.
Right.
Yeah. And
for all the things that it can do, and to replace the siren system, which is so obsolete.
Well, sometimes people didn't hear the siren.
Right.
Sometimes, I mean, we had, the siren. Will it still be used, or will it just?
Well, we only have 2.
Okay.
We have the city of Salem.
Yeah.
And we have the one in Pekin.
Right.
No, we don't have any other sirens.
Yeah.
But I was looking, when I first started, people were saying, hey, we want to get sirens. So I looked into getting sirens, and each siren costs $67,000.
Oh.
And it's guaranteed for 4 square miles. So we would need 129 of them at the cost of $8.6 million.
I don't think that's enough.
And that's only good for people who are mostly outside. I mean, if you're in your house and you got your stereo on, and you're watching TV, or, you got kids, you can't hear over the kids, you may not hear the siren.
Right.
So this system, and it's one tone. It tells you there's a tornado.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you if there's, something else going on, that you have to evacuate your house because of a chemical spill, or that you have, a missing child in your neighborhood, or things like that, or there's, some police action, please stay in your house and lock your doors.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you that. All it does is make a sound.
There's a siren, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, because actually that's not funny as in ha-ha, but because I remember that when the first sirens first started, everybody's like, what does that mean? I remember that. yeah, and a lot of people didn't understand what that
Right.
meant, you know.
And they have sirens now that they have different tones. Well, when there's an emergency, how often is this thing going to go off? And you're going to go, was that the tornado tone?
Oh,
Was
my
that the
goodness.
hazmat tone? You know, where this is going to call you or text you and say, this is what we have.
Yeah.
This is what you need to do to stay safe.
I don't
Yeah.
think a siren's going to do
No.
No,
No.
yeah. The only tone I...
Shelter in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which tone was that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, only tone I know is from the tone I get from my children. I know that tone.
Yes, indeed.
But no, I think, no, this is, okay, so let's go back. Okay, I got so much more to talk about here on this. So, again, the tone, we had the tones, but now, like, it will verbally
Right.
say, like,
Right, if it will, we can check.
flooding,
Right.
or
This is
tornado.
it's from Washington County.
Okay,
There's a flood alert for this location. Shelter in place, get out of your house, you know, report any flooding too. It'll tell you what you need to do.
now who is sending these alerts?
Right now 911 can send the alerts,
Okay,
but there's also 3 administrators that can send the alerts. So if 911 is swamped, which obviously if they've got something big going on, I can go ahead and send the alerts, and then Kelly and Captain Joe Keltner can send out alerts also.
okay.
And if we get to the point where we're all tied up, I can make a phone call to Code Red and say, hey, send this alert out for Washington County, and they can send it out for
They'll
me.
do that. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's a nice service, yeah.
Mhm.
Is it hard to sign up for anybody intimidated? It's not hard.
It is not hard to sign up. There's multiple ways you can do that. You can go to the county website or the sheriff's website, which I gave earlier, and on the main page, on the bottom left-hand corner, there's a thing that says Code Red. You just click that and go right to the thing to sign up. There is a portal that is on my Facebook page, and I'll share it with you so you can put it on your Facebook page, and there's also a QR code.
Yeah.
You just walk up and click it. The only thing people have to remember is when you first get there, especially if you're doing it on your phone, it says put in your password, your username and password. If you're on the phone, you have to scroll to the bottom and go to do you need an account. You have to start with needing an account and getting signed up first. And then after that, you can sign up or sign in. So if you decide that, you know, I really don't want to get these general emergencies, and then something happens and you go, you know, I really should get those, you can update your account anytime. Or you can say, I don't care that the parade was canceled, so you can go in and cancel that one. Getting the just non-emergency texts.
Right.
You choose what you want and, you know, how you receive it. If you just want weather warnings, you can just get weather warnings. If you want to do the watches too, you can get the watches. I even have ice storms on there.
That's wonderful. Now, is this something, though, that, like, if I sign up, okay, so let's say you have a family, and I sign myself up, do I need to, can I also sign my husband up at the, are we a group? Like,
Yes.
is it, like, can I do my husband and my kids, can I do all that, or?
You can do, once you enter an address, you can enter as many phones as you need to from that address.
Wonderful,
So,
that's great.
So you can, once you get signed in, and you know, if you have 10 people living in your house, you can sign all 10 people up under one login.
That's wonderful.
But it'll ring all those phones. And, you know, your email address, if you want to get it to your work email, you want to get it to your home email, you can sign up as many different things as you want under one.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. Well, and I hope more people sign up. I hope that this completely. Have we got anybody yet so far?
We've got 86 people who have signed up.
Yay!
Yes. So, and with it just starting, you know,
Is
as
there a
of
cap? Is
last
there?
new.
Nope.
Not at all. Everybody in the county can sign up for as many phones, emails, whatever that they want. There is no cap to how many.
I love that.
So everybody in the county can sign up for it, and I'm just trying to get the word out now
Yeah.
to try to get everybody to go to these places to get signed up so that you can start getting alerts, especially now that we've got storm season coming.
Right.
And you're going to, you know, a lot of weather alerts. Everybody, you know, has some kind of weather app on their phone.
Right.
But this would be Washington County specific, and if it need be, it could be down to street specific.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, and I think, okay, so let's say that I'm just going to kind of see what we've got now. Let's say that I'm in Tennessee, but I'm signed up here in Washington County, but I'm just visiting. I'm on vacation or whatever down there
Mm-hmm.
in Tennessee. Will it show me what's happening in Washington County? Will I still get
Yes.
my alert? Okay.
You will get
So,
your
like,
alerts
I'm
from
still know that
Washington
my
County,
family,
and
you know,
if you are in a code red jurisdiction in Tennessee, it'll tell you what's going on in Tennessee also that affects you.
that's fantastic.
So if you happen to be near a code red jurisdiction there, which code red is all over the United States, it'll alert you just with anything that you signed up for here, you will get there.
Okay. And then I'll
Because
still
of your
get
location.
my Washington County if there should be something going on,
Correct.
so you'll know what your family or your friends,
Yes.
what's happening in your community. Wow, that's really nice. Boy, you talk about technology.
And a lot of people, and this is something that we can get the word out, let's say you live in Tennessee, but your elderly mother lives here. You can sign up for our code red and use your mom's address, and it'll notify you also that there's something going on, so you can call her and say, hey, Mom, do you understand? This is what you need to do.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good.
Yeah,
And I
it's
think
a
that's
wonderful thing for the
nice.
safety. Right now, we don't have any way to notify people in the county that there's a major emergency. So far, we haven't had a major emergency
Yeah.
that we had to notify people of, but it would be good, like if we had the flood like we did in 2017, stay away from downtown.
Yeah.
You know, there's rescues going on. We don't need anybody to go down there. You can't get through there. Find another route. And that would have alleviated some of the problems that they ran into with people coming down thinking they can get across.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a storm, will they do a little bit before, or is it like let's say that I'm just trying to kind of get an idea. Is it when the tornado? Let's use a tornado for instance. Would it be when the tornado is visible, or is that prior to?
There are several different ways to have tornado warnings.
Right.
But as soon as a tornado warning is issued for anywhere, any location, even the corner of our county, it will notify you.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Good. Well, and then that's something too. Since we are I'm going down a little trail here for a second, because if you do see something or spot something, it's always nice to call in and let everybody know what you have seen.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, if you let the sheriff's department, don't necessarily call 911 unless it was life-threatening.
Right.
But if you call the sheriff's department and say, hey, this is what I see, the sheriff's department will act on it. And if it's weather-related, they'll contact me, and I'll contact National Weather Service, and we can go ahead and put out a warning, and it's that quick.
Yeah, right. And some of the different, emergencies, of course, are...
Well, we talked about, missing children and evacuations and hazmat, but we can, do gas leaks. We can do street closures. Something's happened and, we had to close the road because of a sinkhole or because, there's a major crash.
Right.
Don't go that way. Health concerns. We can put on anything having to do with the health concerns that that people, don't go to Meadowview or Salem Crossing because, we don't want you to bring whatever's happening in the atmosphere out to us. Boil water alerts, those can go out too.
Oh, that's fantastic too.
Anytime we're notified of any type of emergency that needs to go out, we can do that. And then of course we also have the other, which is the non-emergencies, which again would be everyday common. The parade's canceled, or state, county fair starts next week, or I don't know if we're going to actually use that. But in order to sign up for this, I wanted to make sure that I had everything that we possibly could use, so that way they don't charge me more later.
Well, and I think when you start, yeah, really.
Yeah.
I don't want those little surprises, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the thing I think on anything new, a lot of times once you kind of see how it goes and see where more people use it, what they kind of want, and I'm sure that you'll learn by the end of the 5 years, you'll have learned a lot, kind of figured out more what everybody's more established on or what they need. I'm sure this is going to be a learning, because this is new.
Yes.
So this will be kind of learning for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in effect now, right?
It's in effect now. The 86 people that we do have signed up, and then there are people that, if your carrier has some type of contract where you have selected on your phone when you buy your phone, emergency notifications, that information could be loaded into the database, but it's just for emergencies. You won't get the choices for anything else that you would receive. So even if we have your phone number from that, I suggest you sign up, because that way you can customize what you get. and you won't get 2 phone calls. Once it recognizes your number, it'll do the one where you selected what you wanted.
That's great. And as far as like, I don't think a lot of people realize about the hazmat. I mean, that's really, I've gone through some training. Well, that's intense.
Yes. It is very intense, and a lot of people think about hazmat as, a company near you is going to explode. That is not just the hazmat. I mean, you have so many things traveling down the road that could, crash and cause a big problem for the area, depending on which way the wind's going and things like that. And that's what we train for. That's what LAPC is doing this year. We're doing our training for a chemical type spill. And it's just something that you have to be prepared for. It could happen to anyone, anywhere.
Yeah. And I think, going through that training, I did it a few years ago, and that was an eye-opener, because, like, I remember just walking by, and I was exposed. You know what I mean? It's like, you have to, you can't, it's, and I think that's something that a lot of times we don't realize how many chemicals now we have out there.
Right.
And, and just, even like when you go into a home, you don't know what all they have, or it could be a situation where they have, different, all kinds of chemicals.
Well, and even like places like Walmart or JC, they don't have seriously bad chemicals, but if 2 of them chemicals spill at the same time, then you got a really serious bad chemical.
Yeah.
So it all depends on, on what's happening, and, we had the diesel spill the other day that we had to get cleaned up, and, so he spilled some diesel, but the problem was it was going into the waterway.
Yeah.
And that waterway could cause problems for wildlife, could cause problems for farmers, So that is something that we have to attack, and Salem Fire did a great job attacking that and getting it under control real fast.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of times people don't realize that, and they're like, and like you said, they kind of think, hazmat, why would we need that? But it is something, and I think that we're dealing with a lot more chemicals, a lot more things going on where you could do that.
Absolutely.
So what's the, have you heard any feedback yet from the 80 that's with you so far?
I have. I've had people tell me that it was easy to sign up, that when I started going out and talking to groups about getting this and trying to raise the money for it, people were thrilled with it. They think it was a great idea, because we have nothing. And by getting this, not only, are the people safe, but I can get grants for other things to happen in the county.
Yeah.
But one of the requirements to have the grant is you have to have mass notification. And we just never had it. And I think, because we're so rural, and, it's not like a lot of people have a neighbor, they just run next door. I mean, there's a lot of farming areas where you don't have a close neighbor.
Right.
And, word of mouth just doesn't work anymore. You need to be notified that something is coming, or that there's a potential for something in your area.
Well, I think anything we can do to cover even one more base. I use this radio station, the AM and FM both, to get the word out, and stayed on the air 24/7 with when the Pekin and the Henryville and Fredericksburg area was all hit really hard, and I felt like that was a huge blessing. But if there's one more other avenue, you know what I mean? Because sometimes someone misses something, you know what I mean? And if there's one avenue, that's what I'm so grateful for. I feel like the more, I guess, if you want to, like, the more nets you throw out, the more fish you're going to catch, the more people you're going to reach.
And the nice thing about it is it'll reach everyone, and it'll reach you. And we have IPAWS. IPAWS is an integrated public alert warning system, and that is how you get your EAS information.
Yes.
So it's all coming from a source. It's not all different sources. It's not all different information. We'll all be on the same page. We'll all know what's going on, and it'll be immediate.
Yeah, and I just feel like that's so important. And I think, we preach this all the time. An informed community. It's so valuable. It's so important. To keep everybody informed, and if, and whatever love language it takes to reach, someone, that much better we can hit. Yeah.
Right.
So this is fantastic. And I think it's great, and I'm so happy. And was this something that you've been working on for years, or is this something that...
This is my, every year EMA is supposed to have a project, and that was my project for last year, was to try to get this implemented so that we have something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got it accomplished.
Well, and yeah, I mean, you did. Mission,
Mhm.
Yeah, mission accomplished, and that's got to be a huge feeling and
Yes,
a great feeling.
it's wonderful.
And especially when you see it in use. We pray it doesn't have to go much in use, right?
Right.
But
Mhm.
it's nice to have it if we do need it. And I think you brought up a good point that once you start something like that, you got the seed, you got it going. That there will be more other grants and other money possibly that can
Right.
help fund maybe other avenues or other.
To keep people safe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
it's awesome. Yeah. So do you feel like most of our state has this already or something or?
Yeah, most of our
Were we
state does
behind
have
a little
something.
bit?
Oh yeah,
Not-
we're definitely behind. But
Wait.
we were definitely behind.
Casually, what?
Yeah, we were definitely behind. All of the counties around us, except for one, has an emergency alert system already. Most of the state has some type of emergency alert system. So yeah, we were kind of behind. So I'm glad we're up there. I'm glad we've got it now too.
Yeah.
And we can reach out, and we can also reach out if something happens through iPause or just through calling. I can call and say, hey, something's happening on the Scott County border. Call Scott County and say, hey, warn your people on your side of the fence, and we can get it out to everybody.
That happens a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, that actually, where you have those lines that are so, you have your sister counties that just share so many homes and so much.
Right. Yeah. Emergencies don't stop at the border.
No.
So
no,
you've
never.
got stuff that that
and
travels
it's so
through.
cool how many all? I mean, you talk about all hands on deck.
Right.
They all come. They come
Mhm.
from everywhere.
Yes, they do.
I love that. And our state is so good about that too. Don't you
Yes.
feel?
I certainly do. I have my liaison is Adam Reef, and if I have something, I call him and say, "This is what I got going on." This is, and he'll start from the state end. In case you need it, he's got everything lined up so that if I call and say, "Yep, it's grown to, I need you," they're already ready to respond.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember in the big tornado, I remember, of course, we've had so many, so I hate to leave anybody out, but I remember Purdue just bringing trucks down, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's, from up there in Lafayette, how awesome is that? And we do the same for them, you know what I mean?
Right.
If we had to go, up there,
Mhm.
it's just awesome. Our state is very good about that.
Right.
And then even our sister state over here, Kentucky, came flying, you know what I
Right.
mean? So it's
Right.
nice, and it's good to have those relationships with everybody in the surrounding area.
Mhm.
You know?
And they have FEMA and emergency management has a mutual aid agreement statewide, so they call on us like our state response team went down to the hurricanes.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah, I'm
you
glad
can-
you said that.
Yeah, you can pull
Absolutely.
people from anywhere that they're maybe North Carolina's affected too, so they're right there. You can't get them, or South Carolina, but you go further up. We're not affected by it, so our team can go down and give you a hand.
And we do that.
Mhm,
We've got some
absolutely.
really- yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we do help other states
Right.
too, and that's good. And that's what it's about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
People
And
helping people.
Yeah.
The lines become blurred, and it's just people
I
helping
just want to do
people.
Barbara Streisand. People who need people, right? It's true,
Mhm.
right? Sorry. Krista, you crack me up. Becky. Can't you see?
Yes, I can totally see her.
I'm sorry. Anyway, it's true though. It's so true, and I think that it's so great, and so we were a little behind on that. That's okay. We're playing heavy catch up. We're getting it, and sometimes actually too maybe they've tweaked it a little bit more, made it a little more
Well,
modern.
yeah, tried and true. So I know, I know by going through these.
Like you had others to study.
So look, yeah,
Yes,
to look at and see what worked, what didn't work, and
sometimes that's
what's
not
better, yeah.
not a bad thing. Yeah.
yeah, you don't have to be first for everything.
Right. Well, I think it's great, and I hope everybody that's listening, please sign up, and even anybody that's not, if you know somebody, please get them to sign up. And again, you just go to, how do we do it again?
You either go to the county website, which is WashingtonCountyIN.gov, or you go to the sheriff's website, which is WashingtonCountyINSheriff.org. You can go to my Facebook page, Becky's Facebook page, and we'll get that on there. You can sign up by typing in the address, which will be on there. You can use the QR code, which I have on my Facebook page. There's many different ways. If there's any organizations out there or anybody who wants me to come talk about Code Red, I would love to. I would love to bring all the tools that you need to sign up and get everybody signed up right,
Oh, that'd be
at the Rotary, at your church club, or whatever. Just contact me at the EMA office, which is 883-4962, and I'll set up some time to come and speak to your group and get y'all signed up for Code Red.
I love that. I love that so much, and I hope they're just flooded.
I hope so too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know it's such a blessing for sure. But let's do, since we have you in here and we have a few minutes, and we are talking about the Code Red this morning. But let's kind of go back over. Let's go back over, because we are going to be marching along here with our tornado season and our bad weather.
Mm-hmm.
Let's kind of go back over some ideas and some things that we should do in case of a tornado. And some of the things have changed on
one of the things, and I always thought this was odd, because everybody's, I hear a tornado warning, what should I do? I should go to the basement, or to the lowest place in the house, or an internal room that has no outside walls if possible. Cover yourself with a mattress. But one of the most important things to do that I've noticed, put some shoes on.
Oh.
Because if something happens, exactly. It was really an odd thing, but I thought, well, that makes sense, because if you are affected by this thing, now you're going to have boards and nails and things like that, so you're not going to be able to get out without hurting yourself more, and you won't be able to help your family get out. Put some shoes on.
I love that.
Then go to your safe zone, or have shoes in your safe zone, so that you're ready to slip them on, so that if something does happen to your location, you're able to get out and not injure yourself. The other things, make sure you have water. They say 3 gallons per person per day, so have that stored, so in case you're without running water or things like that. Remember that if something does happen when you do come out of the rubble, it's not going to look like the same world. All your landmarks are going to be gone. So, be prepared for that. Make sure you have a first aid kit in case someone is injured, or if your family makes it out okay, to check on your neighbors to see that, that they're not injured. Don't forget, cell phones are going to go down. They're going to have a hard time contacting emergency services, so they're going to be coming to the area. So you're going to have a way to signal them to let them know that you have an emergency. There's a lot of things to cover for storm season. Again, hopefully it never happens, but it did happen here in 2012, and that's not that long ago.
No.
So, and we've had tornadoes touch down in the last couple of years, small ones. We had straight line winds come down and destroy a barn last year.
Yeah.
So it happens.
Well, I've heard, it seemed like, I don't remember which storm it was, maybe it was a couple years ago, but we had so many trees on homes. You know what I mean? And it was a blessing because everybody survived, but that was, these trees took these homes down. And those are things to think about too, on that. And I think it might have been the straight wind. Yeah. And I know
microbursts. And you got to worry about your pets. Make sure you have your pets with you.
Yeah.
And if you get separated from your pets, then you have to contact probably emergency management, and we'll have some type of kennel situation set up. So if we find pets, you can get your we'll have shelters set up in case you need shelters. That's all the stuff that I do pre-planning, so that when it happens, it's in place. Like I said, I write plans, and hopefully nobody ever uses them.
Right, I know. I hope so too. I hope you just dust them off.
Yep, every year.
Something about though, on a little bit of a lighter note, they said put a hot dog in your pocket so the dogs will find you.
Never heard that. That's interesting.
So,
they're pretty much trained to find you if they're looking for you. So
the hot dog's not needed.
I don't think the hot dog's needed now.
Blow a hot dog real quick.
I can see it. Put your shoes on, get a hot dog, go to your safe spot.
That's exactly right. You know that drill, family. You know that drill. Exactly.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Yeah, we always did tornado drills, fire drills in our with the girls, and because you just never know,
right.
and it, but Yeah, but also, we've also years ago they always said, open up your windows, and then I heard like the tornado does not care about your windows.
Yeah, it doesn't care about your windows. Doesn't equalize the pressure. Doesn't do anything. Just leave your windows alone.
Yeah.
Seek shelter.
The
all it does is let the rain in.
Now, and I think the areas are like try to get a room that maybe does not have a window. Correct.
Correct.
Do we want the center of the home?
You want the center of the home. So it doesn't have any outside walls. Closets are like the best place to be.
Yeah.
If not, in the tub. For some reason, tubs stay anchored. It's just a matter of whether you stay in the tub, depending on how bad it is.
Right.
We're pretty blessed here that we don't get the 4s and 5s. That's not to say it can't happen.
Right. Never say never. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. Right. For sure. Well, it's always better, like we said, to go more prepared. I can remember always little. We had this hall closet and no windows, and Mom would put us in there. And this was remember years ago when Pekin really got it. Remember, it was Daisy Hill up in that area. And I remember we had Bibles on our head. We always put the Bible on our head.
And they say that if you have bicycle helmets or...
Oh, that's a good idea.
If you have motorcycle helmets, any type of thing to put on your head, hard hats, that's something to do to protect your head.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And always have a meeting place with your family, so that if your family is not all with you, there's something bad has happened. Okay, then we're going to meet in the Walmart parking lot. And if we can't do that, then let's meet, at Grandma's house in Sellersburg or whatever. So that way, that would be where you would be to make sure everybody is safe.
Yeah. I love that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and especially if you live in a modular home or something like that, and you need to seek shelter. Our community is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Sheriff's Department's very good about it, and now with schools and our safe room, very generous about making sure that people can use.
And they do. They call me all the time. Hey, we're gonna be there.
Absolutely.
Just one phone call away if you need something.
Yeah. So
we talked about the winter storm when that winter storm was coming through, and they were talking about the bitter cold and people may not be able to get out. Several places offered to open up for the community if shelters were needed.
Yeah, that's such a blessing.
The Red Cross was online. I mean, and most of the time, as I'm trying to make these phone calls, I'm getting the phone calls where people are like, "Hey, we're here. If you need something, call us. If you need something, call us." The local fire departments say we got side by sides. We got big heavy trucks. We can go out and get dialysis patients and get them to where they've got to be. So
Yeah, and they do it. Yeah, it's just I just cannot. I hope that their ears are all burning.
Right, and I'll tell you, the most important thing to me is, remember, these are volunteers. A lot of these people don't get paid a dime, or if they get paid something, it's just a pittance for all the training and all the things they have to go through just to be a firefighter. Thank a firefighter, because they give up their home life and stuff to keep your home life safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And they don't even, it just becomes second nature to them. We just had on, the one was a volunteer, one was paid from the Sheriff's Department, Matt. But we had them on, talking about the ice, and just going right out and doing that. You're risking your life, and
whether they're paid or not, like you said, Sergeant Hine, that he gets paid to do that kind of stuff, but he risked his life to save somebody else's.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that the officers do that every day.
I know.
And the firemen, EMS, they do whatever they can to keep our community safe.
Yeah, and you can just hear. I mean, our community's gotten bigger, and you just hear it on the go all the time. They're top notch. So I love to brag on them for sure. But Deni, keep up the great work. We're very proud of you, and you're in this position, and you accomplished your goal by getting this out. And what a wonderful goal for our community. And so happy that that we're on board with this again now, and hope everyone takes advantage and becomes part of this. And I know I want it all. I want all of the notifications, because I think this would be great.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Krista. A lot to learn this morning, wasn't it?
Well, I'm just sitting here thinking, because emergency preparedness is a huge part of my job.
Sure.
I have 70, 80 people in my building that are not all ambulatory, and emergency preparedness is a huge part of my job. I work on it year round. Of course, skilled nursing is very highly regulated, so I have to, have
Right.
procedures in place. But I'm just sitting here
And it
listening
changes.
Oh, absolutely.
Because your
of the
residents
population.
change.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely changes because of our population.
Mhm.
We don't always have dialysis residents in our building, but sometimes we have 3. So
Right.
So a lot of good information that I have to ponder, and I will add to my emergency preparedness program myself. So I'm glad I was here today with you, Deni.
Well, it wouldn't even be bad, Krista, for you to bring Deni in to talk like with some of your staff too.
Absolutely.
And just to come in and get everybody signed up and some of the residents too.
My staff, they have to be prepared to do a wide array of things.
Right.
Whether it's,
Well, they have
for an
families.
active shooter,
Yeah, too.
Right. There's so many things that can happen,
evacuation,
and they have to know right now what to do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's not
I mean,
something they have to go look up.
Yeah.
They got to do it.
They all look to me. I need to know what to do, but I need to know what to direct them to do, and how they can care for the residents appropriately, and every day, but also in emergency situations. So,
Well, I think that would be
good day to be here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully we can make a good bridge here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks. Hopefully everybody gets involved in it too. Code Red, Deni, keep up the great work and dispatching and all that you do and keeping us informed. And you're very valuable to our community. We're very thankful to have you.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, and Krista, you too. Keep up the great work at Meadow
Thank
Healthcare
you.
Center and all that you do and everything. Looks like we've got some sunshine ladies, so
I know it.
yeah.
So excited.
I know. Enjoy it. Suck it up because it's gonna.
You never know what's going to be tomorrow.
What's around the river bend? That's right.
My little smoker residents will come to my door and ask me what the temperature is, and I'll be able to tell them that it's a reasonable temperature instead of it's only 15 degrees today, guys.
Should I stay or should I? All right, let's thank our sponsors this morning, Krista.
HelixSleep.com/BigVox. Now that's an exclusive sale for our listeners going on now, but you got to move. It's not going to last long. HelixSleep.com/BigVox or go to RickBurgessShow.com. Look under sponsors.
Big Fox Entertainment presents The Rick Burgess Show with Speedy, Greg Burgess, Eddie Van Adler, and Rick Burgess.
And here we go. A brand new hour has begun. Thank you for being with us on today's Rick Burgess Show. The gang all here. We thank you for being with us. So, let's do a little housework. Teachers, if you are settling into the class, whatever the case may be, maybe going home, your day is done whenever you hear the show. Read Across America, we're going to participate, but we're going to change it up a little bit. We're actually going to put the reading of Green Eggs and Ham this year on our YouTube channel for you to access and enjoy however you want to. Use it in your classroom, use it at home, use it at work, whatever. Adler and I are going to shoot that today, complete with turtleneck and tweed jacket, and maybe possibly a scarf. But I do not have a pipe. I was going to vape, but then we did that story yesterday, so I'm not going to do that. So anyway, we'll have that on the YouTube channel by the weekend, you think? Something like that? So
I'll get it before Friday.
Before Friday.
Yep.
So then you can have it ready for the weekend and Monday whenever you're going to officially do Read Across America, since it lands on a Sunday this year. Vox seats, there they are. They're filing in. We have some that are not. Oh, there they are. Now
They
they're
just
arriving.
walked up. So
They just walked up. Y'all are late.
You're going to have to wait.
Wait just a minute.
Don't be-
Hang on a second.
Don't be a bip. Start knocking.
But so we have
Look,
some that.
hey, these dudes, it's already separated too. They're
Oh,
so
yeah.
hoping they go so.
I know. Y'all thought y'all were gonna have all them seats with a little room between you. Like, do you always put a seat between you at the theater if you can?
Always.
Yes.
I do
Always.
too.
Yes.
Always. If
Who
you were
wants to-
dudes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who
I
wants
like
to
to make
touch
people
knees?
uncomfortable and just sit beside strangers.
Oh,
right next to them.
Right. You love that. That sounds just like you.
Mhm.
Speaking of you, Greg, but welcome. Glad all of you are here.
Yeah.
From all over. We'll get to know you before the show is done, and two of you will go head to head in the Burgess Ball battle. Somebody winning a chance at the wheel.
Ooh.
Might want to practice during the break.
Yeah. So, Greg, we have a major update.
Oh, yeah.
Major update with Greg's Christmas decorations.
Major.
Let me tell you, we had 5 trees. And
Good
all the other
night,
stuff.
Greg.
Good
So, and
gracious.
I told you yesterday when I got home from the conference that Lisa, for some reason, decided to start putting stuff up.
Right. Now, your Christmas decorations have been up till now.
Yeah, till now.
Right.
And so I had the big 12-foot tree. So we'll get home yesterday, and we're like, all right, here we go.
Is this it?
This is it. So everything is down, except, I told her she claimed these 2 trees that really don't have that much decoration on them. There's lights. She said they're winter trees, so they're still up until winter's over.
Okay.
But I got that big, stupid, big tree.
Easy. We
and it
don't
was a
call our
battle.
Christmas tree stupid.
It was a
come on
battle
now.
as usual. So I get stuck in this mode where you try to take it apart, and
The sections,
Oh, yeah.
pieces, yeah.
and it's a 12-footer and it's thick, and I didn't want to have to go get the 10-foot ladder, so I'm trying to do it off a 6-foot and nearly fell.
Oh, wow. Right,
trying to
because
get
the bigger ladder's a big hassle to get out and all that. So
exactly.
I've
So I
done that
thought-
so many times. I always regret it.
Yeah,
You
I
wish
stand
you just
on
had
the
the big
top thing there.
Greg, that's not smart.
No.
Nearly fell.
After all you've been through with
I
these
know.
trees?
But Lisa a few minutes ago texted me and said she don't like the way the house looks now, and that she may put it all back up.
Well,
Okay.
it looks empty now.
Do
now,
you?
which leads to this? That means she'll want to buy furniture and put it in different places.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
no. Oh, no, buddy.
I'm
Put it
just,
back
I can
up.
see it already.
Tell her to come check out Adler's office. He's got a lot.
Sure.
That's true. She may have something in there she likes.
Can I ask a question?
But so it is. She said that she would get it down before March, and she barely did.
That was my question.
Beat the deadline.
Even in the world of Lily, I think March was going to feel weird to her.
Yeah, but now she says today she wishes she'd left them up. I'm saying no, maybe not.
Right. March is you have March is a little much.
But I got that stupid tree in the big box. It never goes.
That's
back
twice
in the
you've
box.
called it a stupid tree.
Well, putting it up's
Greg,
hard.
it was the centerpiece
It's
for our
not-
family
it's awesome.
Christmas.
It's awesome when it's up.
Yeah.
I mean, post when you're putting them up. And I had no help. I mean, she can't help me carry that box.
No.
So I'm sliding it down the hall, and I guess this year I got ahead of myself. You got to crunch them up so they'll fit as good as you can. I left the box a little fat, and it wouldn't fit in the door going in the attic.
Did you act up?
I did, but I finally worked it out. But I didn't think I was ever going to. Now, next year I'm going to have to get it out. It's going to be tough.
I know coming off the conference last weekend, how'd you language fare?
It was better.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those were. I had 2 questions.
Oh, I'm
No
sorry.
F-bombs.
Good, Greg.
So,
Yeah.
Good
well,
job.
yeah, you've answered the first one. I wanted to know what kind of commentary went with it because I know you got to talk it through.
It wasn't bad. I mean,
It wasn't bad. All right,
No.
so if taking down the tree was a football game, were you ahead or behind at halftime? And I know you pulled out the win.
everything went pretty smooth.
It's pretty smooth. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't way ahead.
Fat boxes.
It was close.
Yeah.
Okay.
They made a run at me when I couldn't get in.
Late-
fat box
Yeah,
like
so
the
it
guy.
looked like I was about to
touchdown.
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked just like I'd done great right up to the end, and I was all of a sudden gave up a touchdown late and lost.
Right. Yeah.
But I gave it that one more push and got it in there. First thing I thought was, boy, I ain't gonna be able to get it back out of here.
But you're gonna have to take the pieces and carry them down probably.
That's exactly
Oh
what I
no!
had to do.
Is that what you have to do? I'm gonna ask you a deep question.
Oh.
This has some depth to it. You kind of miss the trees?
I like the way they look,
Do
yeah.
you miss the Christmas decorations?
I didn't hate them.
Okay.
Like I thought I
Were
would.
you willing to be a place that had Christmas
No,
decorations
I
up all the
couldn't
time?
do that.
Could you? Did March bother you?
Yeah.
If daylight savings time comes back and they're still up,
Yeah, that would have been weird.
yeah.
Something about that.
If you're cutting the grass and they're up, come on.
I like them when I say, I guess as it sits there, they don't.
let's
think
not
it's
do that
heavy.
hand signal anymore.
And that top,
Right.
Tops.
boy, it got me too.
So you were up on the top step
Yeah, and I
where it says don't
almost went
step.
down when it cut loose.
So is your whole world your big battle? Is it the big tree? The
Yeah,
other trees
no.
go pretty quietly.
Oh, that's nothing.
It's the big one.
Oh. And the lights, I just take them off and wad them up and just buy them new every year. Because you try to keep them from getting tangled up and they get in there, giant balls
I
of
totally
lights.
get that.
Yeah.
I'll take those lights.
I bet you will.
We put 'em in
As a matter of fact, we put them in your office.
So you weren't gentle with them at all.
No, because I've tried to be.
No, it
and
doesn't
I've
work.
tried to even put them around like a piece of cardboard, be all, and they never work the next year. So I just wad them up, and next year I'll go to Walmart and buy a bunch more.
But
They're
so,
not very expensive.
so you're admitting that you probably put these things up in a way that is going to cause a problem, but it's so far
The big
away
tree, yeah.
you don't care.
Yeah, the big tree's gonna be. a
You'll
problem.
regret it when that time comes
I will.
around.
Absolutely.
Does it echo when you talk in the empty room?
It
now?
does.
Yeah.
Straight up,
Yeah, I know with the grandkids, they like to get in there and holler.
sure they do.
They do. They love that.
Right.
So,
By the way,
At least they get to do that.
Hello.
speaking of your grandkids, I showed the video of your grandson talking about that I don't look old, and
Yeah.
his reaction to you telling him I'm older than you. I played that so many times yesterday and
Yeah.
sent that to so many people.
He said, "What?
What?
Who knows?
What? And then that look.
Yeah.
Like, Papa's lying.
He's old.
Really, what he was saying in his own
He called me old again yesterday.
what he really was saying in his childlike way is, I don't see the gray on Uncle Rick like I do on you.
I told him it might have been that beard.
Right. So it's officially done. Got a couple of winter trees.
Yeah, I'm not counting those.
Will they stay up?
No, they'll come down when spring hits.
What I
And
see,
they're easy because, you know, I think she's got some bow on top and that's it. There's just lights.
would I see the remnants of Christmas
But-
in your house at all? And
Besides those trees?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. The only problem with those, and I've spoke of them earlier, they're the flock ones.
We
Get
go.
up
Here
your
comes
nose, get a sore throat, then you got to
Okay.
clean it up.
All right.
Hate them.
Comes flocking
Oh,
commentary.
yeah, boy, you don't want him to start on
I don't
that.
know who
No.
thought that was a good
Especially
idea.
his new
Who
commitment.
thought
about-
that was a good idea?
Right.
I mean, have you ever dealt with one?
Yes, I have, and we don't do it anymore. We used to have a snowman tree, but we finally got sick of it.
Unreal.
The flocking, it looks good on paper, but it's a handful.
Maybe
Yeah.
it is.
People are correcting you. Just say next Christmas, because don't say next year, because it's this year.
Right.
Well, whatever. Who would notice that?
The world.
If you notice that, you need to get a hobby.
But Christmas is coming again this year.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
A couple months.
Excuse me.
All right, so if you had on your office pool, if you had Greg gets it down before March, you win.
Yeah.
If
Yep.
you had
It
post-March,
was close.
if you have post-March, you lose.
Lisa hadn't got motivated Saturday on her own.
Yeah.
Playing Christmas music still. Taking the other stuff, putting it all up.
Greg, according to meteorologists, winter ends March 1st.
Does it really?
Does it? No way. We'll be right back.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.
All right, we've done a lot of things to get healthier, so why are we still relying on outdated remedies for our health? Let me tell you about the highest quality CBD from CB Distillery. They've got natural solutions with clean, plant-based ingredients to relieve stress, help with sleep, and more. Over 2 million satisfied customers use their products, and they offer a 100% money-back guarantee. Get 20% off with the code BIGBOX at cbdistillery.com. That's the code BIGBOX. Also, go to Rick Burgess Show under sponsors. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, or South Dakota. We love the Helix Sleep mattresses. If your spine needs extra TLC, you need a mattress from helixsleep.com/bigbox. Each Helix mattress is designed for specific sleep positions and comfort, and Helix lets you try it for 100 nights risk-free. Take the 2-minute Helix Sleep quiz to get matched with a perfect mattress. Head to helixsleep.com/bigbox to save 27% off site-wide, and do it today because this sale ends soon. It's a unique offer only for our listeners. Go to rickburgessshow.com under sponsors for the link.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/bankbusiness. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
At Boot Barn, we believe the cowboy boot is the foundation for a life well lived. We work, we raise, we break bread, and tomorrow it starts again. This life requires a boot that supports perseverance. Area boots undergo 150 steps to ensure performance. Boot Barn carries over 250,000 Ariat boots
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-231-3322. 800-231-3322.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Lowe's knows that free is just better. That's why My Lowe's Rewards is free to join. As a member, you earn points